Let me just step aside because I have to wrap this.
Oh, what about the racing dick that's in the problem? You recall that?
I'm not my father. I can't comment.
I just want to know if you were
This is a professional environment.
I understand.
I understand that. You're questioning me on the actions of someone else right now, and this is not.
This is questions on you, though, right here.
This is not the appropriate environment. If you have a question for me pertaining to this, you can speak to me on the side.
I will try to.
Excuse me. You can speak to me on the side regarding this. This is not the
side.
I'm packing up and we're transferring sessions. This is not the time.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Hi, I'm actually Kelly Cole with CBS.
Oh, hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I wanted to ask a couple of questions about Yadi Michael Green, a former detective with the NYPD, and one of the PIs accused of raping a woman that you guys were associated with.
So I can't speak to that right now due to the fact that I don't have counsel here, and that's actually not. It's not anything.
Why is it not true that he was also hired by you guys to trail
I can't discuss that with you. This is
okay. All right.
You get my stuff. Yeah, that would be all in the speaker ready room.
Go get your pistol.
I want the stuff. It's very cool. Can I just ask you one more question? Ms. Ribacoff? Why would you continue to hire somebody who's an alleged and accused rapist?
The results of your lie detector test is inconclusive hold on. Let me finish here. Inconclusive due to distortion in psychological tracings. How do you say it again?
Physiology.
The charts were distorted, not because of drug use. Okay, so, yeah, some people aren't testable. You might be one of those people. Doesn't make you guilty. I got to say that because sometimes people hear inconclusive. Now, usually when inconclusive and there's drug use, then I say, hey, you trying to, get out of taking the test. That's not the case here. We just cannot get a conclusive result because of many different reasons there could be, but drug use not being one of them. And we gave you a drug test and you passed it, by the way. And we psychological tracings. How do you say it again?
The charts were distorted.
The charts were distorted, not because of drug use.
No.
Okay, so
It can be because of medical conditions. It can be because she's not testable. It can be.
Yeah, some people aren't testable. You might be one of those people. Doesn't make you guilty. I got to say that because sometimes people are inconclusive. Now, usually when inconclusive and there's drug use.
Let me step aside because I have to wrap this.
Oh, what about the?
I'm not my father. I can't comment.
I just want to know if you were
This is a professional environment.
I understand.
I understand that. You're questioning me on the actions of someone else right now, and this is not the appropriate environment. If you have a question for me pertaining to this, you can speak to me on the side. Excuse me. You can speak to me on the side regarding this. This is not the side. I'm packing up and we're transferring sessions. This is not the time. So I can't speak to that right now due to the fact that I don't have counsel here, and that's actually not. It's not anything. I can't discuss that with you. This is.
She did not tell the truth.
You know that's a lie.
Well, come on.
That test is not accurate at all.
It's totally accurate.
No, it's not accurate because I wish I could say the name, but I can't say the name.
So
You would never.
How credible are lie detector tests? Because people always say they know how to beat it.
Well, put it this way. My son did a school project, science project, right? So he did that lie detector test, and he came in with my guy, Dan Ribacoff, and he did the, tests and stuff, and it was 100%. You know what I mean? So, would I ever take one? Hell no. I mean, I would never take one.
Why? Where are you hiding?
Why would you hide?
No,
where are you hiding, Steve?
it's not that I'm hiding anything, but if it came where, would you let anything in your life that's important to you fall into the hands of a lie detector test?
Nah, not if it's not accurate.
That's what I'm saying. I'll say this. I did beat a lie detector test when I was younger. I had to take a lie detector test, and I lied on that thing.
What were you lying about?
I really don't want to get into that right now.
We have to know
Harvey
this.
said you lied, Steve.
You're a habitual liar, Steve.
You said you lied, Steve.
After I had bleeding out of the brain, I just got discharged. Who knows what I said? But, yeah, so I took a lie detector test, and I beat it. You know, and
how'd you beat it? Because they tell you, like, if you breathe normally.
So I'll tell you this. I was a young guy, and I was working somewhere, and something went down. I was not involved, but I knew what happened.
Right.
Okay? I knew what happened. So the company came in, they brought in a lie detector. So I came into work, and they're like, oh, you're taking a lie detector test. Well, immediately I crumbled. I'm like, oh, my God, you know. But, like, so they called in like 3 or 4 other people before me, and then when it came to me, I was already calmed down. So then when I got in there, the guy goes, I had my high school jacket on the thing, and he goes, oh, you go to Lane Tech? I go, yeah. He goes, oh, I went there too. So right off the bat, the guy's putting me at ease, you know? And then I just went on. I lied like I didn't know. Basically,
You lied to that nice guy.
I lied because I didn't want to be a rat.
No snitching.
Ooh.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't want to be a rat, and I just didn't. I really didn't even want to be involved. And some of the dudes that I would have to say about, they were scary guys, right?
Got you.
And I didn't want nothing to do
It's like
with
a
that.
blue wall of silence
But
thing.
Next step here, I will move to you. You know that.
What does she know?
That I know I didn't do this. I can tell you that right now.
Well, I don't think she knows that anymore.
Yeah? Why won't you take one? Why won't you take a lie detector test, bud? Read the internet. Why won't you?
What am I being accused of?
What? Nothing. Why is any paper saying you haven't touched one? Or why you say you won't take one? Or you passed one when you were younger. You said you lied on it.
Okay. First of all, I'm not accused of anything. Nobody's accusing me.
I'm not
I've
accusing
never
you.
been
I'm asking you a
charged.
question. I'm not accusing you. I'm asking you.
Oh, if I ever molested a child?
No, I didn't ask you that question. No.
Okay.
Did I? I asked you one question. Why don't you take a lie detector test?
Because nobody's
I
accusing
ain't
me.
talking to you. Not worry about that.
Please, Mike.
Anthony.
Nobody is accusing me of anything. I stay at home. I don't bother anybody. I do my show. Now, if somebody accused me of a crime, I'd have no problem taking a lie detector test. And I have taken lie detector tests. I've taken lie detector tests when I was in high school. I took a
This
lie
last
detector
one.
test when
I read it.
when I was in the Marines, and I took lie detector tests when I was a police officer.
Yeah.
I've taken many lie detector tests. So if you want to dig into my background, keep digging, buddy.
Really, what? I know I didn't do this. I know.
You can't even stand still for 5 seconds.
No, I can't.
Yeah. You know why? Because you got a guilty conscience.
No, I don't. You're
Okay.
Why?
Okay. I'm the guy who did 3.5 years in jail.
2.5
for
years,
molesting. Right? Am I the guy that did that? Or is it you?
Anthony.
Look at me.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
Steve Wilkos had a alleged reputation on those streets. He was allegedly known to be fair, but was believed to get fellatio from certain young girls around the block, allegedly. This was actually something he was outed by certain neighborhood persons he used to patrol. One person I knew even knew the girl that used to do it for him. And he wasn't too kind to his first 2 wives. Not very committed. Steve Wilkos had 2 failed marriages. I think I can understand why they failed. Maybe that alleged story could be true. There is also a social media movement called Exposing Steve Wilkos, which appears on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And some things were very interesting with that. So here's the thing about it. One statement spoke about Steve Wilkos and his lie detector examiner named Dan Ribacoff as being abusers behind the scenes and frauds. Dan has a particular reputation for backstabbing the persons he does the lie detector test with. And he's also has believed to have backstabbed so many guests that he often changes his name on social media in order to avoid, headaches. The group also exposed that Steve Wilkos liked to cheat on his third wife, Rochelle, who is also the executive producer of his show. Interesting enough, his first 2 wives left him for the same reason. The second one stated that allegedly she got tired of competing with teenagers. She said that about Steve Wilkos. In fact, another shocking matter is that allegedly Steve's also, there is a reason why lie detectors are not accepted in court. And this show even reinforces even more why they are not acceptable in court. Because they can easily be rigged or beaten. So remember, his whole show is about lie detector tests. Everyone's got to take one, And if you don't pass that thing, he's going to get right in your face and want to start screaming and yelling, And you can't have a gun. You can't have an equalizer. You got to sit there and take this crap from him. He might even get you arrested because the stupid lie detector test, he also correlates that with Chicago police or any authority that is there. And there's a reason why they're not admissible in court. This is why you don't take a lie detector test, because they can be rigged or they can be beaten or they're fallible. They can make a mistake. And if it makes a mistake, it immediately is going to say you're lying. And people like playing games with machines like this in order to mess with people. And this is what was notoriously done in this show.
Now that I'm older and wiser, I can do something about it now. I can bring awareness to it for other young ladies, that I can actually make awareness that,